Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. Got a video today from HL Talk That Thought. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate it. Let's get that chow. Always a quick caveat with HL Talk That Thought's video. It's all the same woman.
You can have all the support in the world. You can have the best parents, the best family, but nothing replaces that relationship you have with a spouse. Because I grieve that life so hard. Then all of a sudden,
Why did she have her kid in the picture? Like, I hate when mothers, even father, doesn't matter who the hell it is, that use their kids freaking on their videos like that.
this man ghosts me.
Sometimes I get a little sad about like being single and not having like a partner, you know, to go to sleep with every night.
Caused.
I still get hit with the grief and the loneliness of it all. Then another family comes and it's a mom, a dad, and a son his age. And they're all three playing together, and the kid says something funny and they both laugh and look at each other and like talk about it. And I literally had to leave the park because I started sobbing. It feels really heavy and really overwhelming still. And sometimes I just feel really tired.
Welcome back, family. Today we are reviewing yet another modern woman who decided to leave her 10-year-old marriage to go chase after Chad and Tyrone just to get pumped and dumped and ghosted on repeat. We are going to first start by watching her crying while regretting her divorce when she sees a nuclear family playing in the park.
I'm a single mom of a 2.5-year-old. I've been split up from my ex for about 10 months now. I still get hit hard.
Like, you hear that? Like, I've been split up with my ex now for 10 months. No, I left my ex.
Sometimes with the grief and the loneliness of it all. Like, I took him to the park and we were playing alone for a long time, and he was saying cute things, funny things, and I was texting my mom and my sister and, you know, telling them what he said. And then another family comes and it's a mom, a dad, and a son his age. And they're all three playing together, and the kid says something funny and they both laugh and look at each other and like talk about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like stalkery, like, right? Like, just watching another family, just like admiring everything like this. I know it's not that creepy sounding, but the way she's saying it sounds a little creepy.
And I literally had to leave the park because I started sobbing. Because I grieve that life
Like,
so
what
hard.
is this?
You can have all the support in the world. You can have the best parents, the best family, but nothing replaces that relationship you have
You really need to stop using your kid in these videos.
with a spouse.
Mommy.
And your kid,
Like, imagine in the car, crying, filming yourself with your child on your lap. Like, oh.
and sometimes it just feels so overwhelming that it still feels so heavy. And that the guilt still eats away at me, even though I know it was the right decision. Just the guilt that I can't give my son, like, that life.
There are no phones connected.
You usually don't know it's the right decision until a little bit later, and I don't even know how you can decide that it's right after you've experienced what you've experienced.
Connect a phone and try
Uh-oh.
again.
It feels really heavy and really overwhelming still. And sometimes I just feel really tired.
These fake tears, guys. Fakies.
This is all to say,
No sympathy here.
if you're doing this too, you're not alone. Like, it freaking sucks.
Women love to know that they're not alone in the boat that they're in and the mistakes that they cause themselves. It's like that misery loves company. Is there other women that did the same thing? Please share so I can feel better about myself. I'm not the only idiot.
I don't know when it's supposed to get easier. I don't know if it ever will. I don't know if this is just the pain I feel forever. But if it is, I feel it with you.
There we go again with that fake motivation BS. This woman can barely spend a whole day without crying, but she wants to talk about motivating others. These modern women are slaves to their emotions. They divorce their husbands based on temporary feelings, and now they get jealous every time they see other families that are happy together. That is why they come here on the internet to act all tough, trying to convince other women to divorce their husbands by telling them that it gets better. But in reality, it never gets better for these modern women. They always cry most of the time when they are alone because their emotions always get the best of them. Now, before we watch how this woman got pumped and dumped and ghosted by Chad, let's first watch this clip that will prove to you how these overly emotionally unstable modern women are slaves to their feelings and that it actually never get better for them.
Welcome back to my divorce diaries. We're gonna call this episode 3. It's been quite some time since my last 2, and the truth is I have been unwell. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, this has been kicking my ass. I have been in the trenches trying to get out. And what's so weird is, like, a couple months ago, I would have been like, I think I'm almost healed. Like, I think I'm, like, pretty good. And then some more things happened, and it knocked me on my ass all over again. And I felt like I was starting over. So that's the truth. I've been unwell. Mommy! Just know the girlies who are doing this along with me, like, it will go like this. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. Like, some days I'm just like, I'm fine. I'm chilling. Nah. And then other days I'm like, please sedate me. Sometimes I do have a moment of just like, this is the hardest thing that I said I would never be able to get through, and I am getting through it. Like, look at me go. I feel like I've had some things on my mind that have just been like really good topics of conversation, and I wanted to like chat about them because I find them so fascinating. This is what
Again, they're mothers, they're older now. They still talk like they're teenagers.
I want to talk about. This has thrown me for such a loop, and I have been asking so many people about this topic, and it has been mind-blowing that everyone seems to have the same experience. And that is how men and women handle
advertise the
this
Stanley
so
Cup and
differently.
everything.
I have gained a very cute group of divorced girlfriends who are also like single moms around my age, just going
Misery
through the
loves
same
company.
thing. Yeah.
They
It's
make
hard.
groups.
He's so smart.
Misery
And
groups.
this is what it is. Women and men grieve so differently. Like, every woman I've talked to that has gone through this has been unwell at the beginning for like a while. Like, they are hit with it. Like, they are bedridden. They are sad. They're devastated. Even if they're the ones that wanted the divorce or called it off or whatever, like, it still
Which
hits
is
them.
most
like,
of them.
they're grieving the life they thought they were going to have. They are grieving the commitment they made, the end of the family unit, like whatever, and it takes them out.
Are they really grieving about the commitment they made? That just sounds literally like the last thing these women think about.
Men, they really be getting out there immediately. I'm not speaking for my ex. I actually don't know what he's doing, and I'd like to keep it that way. But I've now talked to several divorced men who have become my friends too, that are just like it happens,
Right,
and they're
your
like,
friends.
oh yeah, I'm out there. Like, I have to stay busy. I have to like distract myself. I have to not think about it. They can legitimately take their feelings, which they all say they feel stuff, right? Put it in a box and put it on a shelf and just like have it be.
Yeah, it's called emotional intelligence. A lot of men have it, and we're forced to learn it in a sense because it doesn't do anything for us to
shelf. I
cry
have
on the
no
internet.
shelves. I have no boxes. Like, what I am feeling is all in me all the time. And if I'm feeling it, you'll hear about it. It's been so fascinating to me how their logical brains can just take over, and it becomes so little about how they're feeling, how they're coping, how they're letting their feelings ride out, and more about what they can control. If they're not dating, they're going to the gym twice a day. If they're not going to the gym twice a day, they're picking up a new hobby. And like, I think they're on to something.
What you're saying makes sense, that men would do these things to distract themselves and better themselves. You know, gym, hobbies, you know, just it makes sense.
Like, I
What do
think
women
there
do?
is something to this.
Just cry.
So that's what I've been practicing lately. I feel like when people say, like, you have to feel your feelings, you have to let it all out. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, it
We could
oozes
tell.
out of me. It comes out like throw up, like vomit. But, like, what I have been doing the past few weeks that I feel like has really made a huge difference is controlling the things in my life that I can control, because there's so much that I can't.
What? The same thing that men were doing? Doing the things that they can control in life? Like, instead of being a slave to their emotions and things that are happening to them that they can't control? Like, come on.
I have started working out a ton, like taking it more seriously with like lifting and my diet. I have really focused on my female friendships. Those friendships have been so fulfilling for me in a different way than romantic relationships have been. And I'm just trusting in God's timing. Like a beautiful romantic relationship will come for me when the time's right. And that's been really hard for me because I feel like I have this void that I want to fill, but I don't want to do it with the wrong thing. I've been feeling like I need to just like focus on myself, my son. I mean, he gets plenty of attention.
They say that all the time, right? They always, I want to focus on myself and my son. I want to, you know, focus on my kids. But they always end up dating like so serially.
Don't worry. Like my life, my body, my health, my happiness, my friends, my family, hobbies. So if you're doing this, if you're in the middle of this and you're like, why am I still struggling? Like, no worries. I'm like 8 months in, and some days I still feel like it will take me out. So just know I'm right here with you. Like, did you fart? Like, I feel for you. I sometimes pray the days away. Like, I cannot wait for it to be the end of the day, because that means I made it through another day. But like, I have to remind myself that this is a season. Like, we have so much happiness ahead of us.
What season is it to you guys? You guys change the season up all the time. It's, you know, stepdad season, it's cuffing season, it's a single mom season.
And it's all gonna feel so much more beautiful when we've been through this really shitty bullshit. I've missed you guys. I love you guys. I'm happy to be back. Hey, love ya. Bye.
Of course, men have to keep going and do what need to be done even though they don't feel like it. Because when men stop being productive, the world stops moving as well. On the other hand, all we heard from this woman was, me, 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 me. I want, I need, I. They break families for stupid reasons, because they truly think that they have unlimited options out there. And now they don't know what to do when they realize that Chad only wants to pump and dump them. Check it out.
Okay, I need my girlie's opinion on this because I'm stumped. I don't know what to do, but I just think it's so crazy. So I was married 10 years. I think the term ghosting came out like sometime during my marriage. Like beforehand, I don't know. Like I never had really heard of it, whatever. So one guy I was talking to for months. I was seeing him 1 to 2 times a week. Like dating without the title. I don't know. Like we were like spending time together every day, talking every day. Then all of a sudden, this man ghosts me. I don't hear from him for like 3 or 4 days.
All of a sudden?
I am not a pursuer. I like to be pursued. So I don't reach out to him either. Then I finally decide, like, this is weird. Is he alive? Like, so I send him a text. Hello, are you alive? I don't hear from him for another day or 2. And then he's like, oh yeah, I'm alive. I just went out of town and just kind of like disconnected. Okay. Hope you had a good time. We like talk a little bit, whatever. Don't hear from him again for another few days. So then I kind of call him out and I'm like, are you ghosting me? And he's like, no,
Yeah.
I've just been like disconnecting. Since then, I have not talked to him for, I don't know, it's been a couple weeks at this point. We went from speaking every single day, all day sometimes, seeing each other 1 to 2 times a week, to nothing. This is what pisses me off though. Like, I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you're getting back with an ex. Like I have not cried tears over this because like my feelings weren't strong anyways. I
Sure,
just think
you made
it's
a whole
incredibly
TikTok about it.
disrespectful to like take so much of someone's time and just like discard them like they are trash. Like that just feels so cruel. I don't care, even lie to me. Like make up any excuse in the book, but like to have zero communication is wild to me.
I do agree ghosting is probably not the best method to do things, but it gets the job done, and the people really, in my opinion, should understand what's happening, especially us men. If she's ghosting you, move on. She doesn't want to talk to you anymore. It's okay. You're not the one.
So like what would you guys do? Because part of me wants to chew him out and just be like, hey, grow a pair, be an adult, and like communicate whatever it is you need to communicate with.
Why can't you just grow a pair, be an adult, and just understand you got ghosted and move on?
With me. The other part of me is like, I don't want to give him any satisfaction that I've lost any sleep over it, that it's been on my mind. Like, I will discard you the same way you discarded me. And I don't know which route to take. What do we do? How do we do this? Let me know. Thanks. Bye.
There is nothing you can do, baby girl. Let me just give you some clarity in case you missed the memo. You just got pumped and dumped. Chad had his ways with you, and now he is moving on to the next. This is what you signed for by deciding to leave your marriage and break your family unit. And all of this is because these modern women just want to act like children in adult bodies.
I'm sure these women, I didn't sign up for this. I was being in an abusive relationship. They were a narcissist. No, you technically signed up for it because this is the consequences of those particular actions.
Check it out.
Sometimes I get a little sad about like being single and not having like a partner, you know, to go to sleep with every night. But then I have moments where I am just laying in bed,
Eating a Slim Jim.
eating a Slim Jim. I'm just going to throw my wrapper on the floor next to the bed.
What the kind of disgusting creature are you?
While I watch Love Island with no complaining next to me about how dumb the show is. While I smell like cow manure marinating in self-tanner.
Ooh. Ooh.
This is peace. This is happiness to me. Like,
Like what you're doing right now is what men do in their video game room or their video game chair. Those men also probably don't smell the greatest. Probably some manure-like smells coming from them also, but they're enjoying their life. They're have peace. Well, I mean, video games can be frustrating, but you know, like it's funny because there are little moments that they always, oh, it's the best, you know? Men do it all the time, and when men do it, we're creeps. Oh, we don't have drive. You know, we're nobodies. We're broke, dusty, musty crusties.
I don't need a relationship. Do you know what I mean?
No, baby girl, this is not peace. This is called depression. You got pumped and dumped so much by Chad and Tyrone that you lost any hope of recovery. This is the reality of most of these divorced modern women's lives behind closed doors. They all put on a front every time they are on social media, but on this side of the internet. We see through you. Fellas, protect yourselves at all cost against these types of women. And above all, don't forget to keep your head up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow. I love you, and I appreciate you for all your support.
Again, I always love to give a shout out to HL Talk That Thought for, like, you know, again, putting a diary of each of these women's divorce escapades, I guess, right? It goes from I'm strong and independent, then I regret it, and then I'm getting pumped and dumped, and then now life is miserable. That pattern seems to be the pattern for a lot of these women. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that.